What's up? This is That Dirty Spoons from the IWC, and this is the Wrestling Recap Show for March 11th, 2012. First, I'd like to apologize. This is going up super late. I had to travel this weekend, and I had to hang out with my girlfriend, so that kind of jacked all of my time. So I'm sorry this is coming up so late. I'll try and do better in the future with my time management. But those of you who know me know that this is probably the best time management that I've been actually done for as long as you've known me. So we'll see. But again, I will try and do better in the future. Just so you know that come hell or high water, I will be shooting a video every single week now. I am addicted to telling you guys what I think about wrestling now. I just can't imagine going a week without telling you guys what's going on in the wrestling world and what That Dirty Spoons, feel about it. First up on Raw we had this week. Raw was very interesting, hailing from Boston, Massachusetts. We had a history lesson from The Rock, which was, honestly, I felt was his most entertaining so far. He went to several historical points in the Boston area, and he did some comedy that was harken of the Attitude Era. I mean, we're talking sex, we're talking mostly just the sex and the funniness, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it was, if you can find those clips on anywhere on YouTube, on the internet, I definitely seriously suggest you find them, download them, and keep those for posterity, because that was some of the best stuff that The Rock has done. It really reminded me of the Attitude Era. This was also a Raw that saw Santino Marella capture the United States title. Now, I actually thought that this was Jack Swagger's first ever U.S. title defense. It was actually his second. And both times he was ordered to defend the title by Teddy Long. You know, go figure. I thought that was a Raw belt. Who knew? Apparently, who knew? But what happened was it was a match, and pretty much everyone and their mother got involved in this match, including Teddy Long, John Laurinaitis, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, Vicky Guerrero, Oksana. I mean, everybody got involved. But when the 1, 2, 3 came down, it was Santino Marella on top, Jack Swagger's shoulders pinned to the mat, and the United States Championship around the waist of Santino Marella. Gotta say, I kind of marked out a little bit for that. I popped a little bit for that because I love Santino Marella. He is entertaining to me. I know he's not the best wrestler, he's not the best talker. He's not, and I honestly let myself believe back at Elimination Chamber he was going to be able to win the championship. Just like last year, I let myself believe a little bit that he was going to win the Royal Rumble. And you know what? I think that that's probably the best character that WWE has working for them full time, besides maybe Mick Foley. Anyway, there was a huge crowd pop. Teddy, Oksana, Kofi, they did the trumpet thing. You know, it was a fun wrestling moment. Something that only happens in wrestling, and it was really entertaining. And again, it's one of those things where if you missed it, I definitely suggest you try and find it on the internet. I mean, it's out there somewhere. And I mean, that was a lot that happened on Raw. The end was a little bit interesting to me personally, because we had, at the end, there was a face-to-face meeting between John Cena and The Rock, and both of them have said throughout the show that they have to win the match at WrestleMania. Now, John Cena said that if he loses the match at WrestleMania, he loses everything. I seriously doubt that. I still think that he'll be main eventing WWE pay-per-views, Raws, and Smackdowns, even if he loses to The Rock. I just do not see Cena's point of view of how he has to win this match. As far as I'm concerned, Cena will win this match because The Rock is going to put Cena over and try and make him a bigger star. That's, in the grand scheme of things, that's what I feel is going to happen. What I hope happens is Cena cheats to win and he goes heel after WrestleMania. That's what I hope will happen. But unfortunately, with the news about Rey Mysterio and the news about Randy Orton and the news about some of the other more popular faces in WWE, kind of think that's unlikely. But again, I digress. At the end, Cena looks strong. WWE is doing everything they can to make Rock Cena 50-50 in Rock's hometown. I think that's a lost cause. I think that your best bet 20% for Cena, 80% for The Rock. I honestly think that's your best bet. But again, that's just me. Then we have an interesting episode of Impact. This is not the Go Home show. There is one more show, episode of Impact is coming up this Thursday. That's the Go Home show because the pay-per-view Victory Road is next Sunday. Next Sunday, the 18th of March. Some people thought the pay-per-view was today. Can't imagine who that would be. I wonder. But they were wrong. Again. Even though they know everything about wrestling. Yeah. Anywho's, enough of that. I'm going to try and keep the inside jokes to a minimum. But, yeah, that's just something that's I'm going to try and do. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but we'll try. Anyway, Impact. Honestly, Impact getting better. The product is getting better. There was some interesting things that came out of Impact, and there's some interesting things that will come out of the tapings when they continue next week. I am really looking forward to see if Austin Aries is able to beat the record held by one Christopher Daniels for the longest reign as X Division Championship. If Austin Aries defeats Zema Ion on Sunday, he will have the record for the longest X Division reign in TNA history. And well, do I think he'll make it? Well, you have to wait till next week when I do my preview show for Victory Road. Again, in this episode of Impact, they had all the major players from Victory Road, including the Knockouts, who lost the Madison Rayne and Gail Kim lost the Knockouts tag team titles to ODB and Eric Young. And this, I'm trying not to be entertained, but Eric Young and ODB are very entertaining. Like I said, TNA, the product is getting better. They're using their characters the way I feel they should be used and giving them the proper amount of attention and, in some cases, lack of seriousness. Sting's also completely off his rocker, but I think that might be the age. I still do not particularly agree with Sting versus Bobby Roode as the main event for Victory Road, but we will get into that next week. Smackdown was interesting as well. I thought that for all the noise they made about the GM switching, they had very little impact on the show. Johnny Ace had a steel cage match for the U.S. title. It was Santino versus Jack Swagger. Santino was able to retain, even though, again, shenanigans were all about. Then Johnny Ace and Teddy Long had a match that meant almost nothing except to build to their whatever they're going to do at WrestleMania, and I just can't wait till that announcement comes. Also, in backstage news, it has been officially announced Money in the Bank ladder match will not be at WrestleMania, but it will be its very own pay-per-view concept this summer. So there goes my hopes of Kofi Kingston doing a swan dive with a 19-foot ladder into a few people, and then still losing and not getting a World Championship match. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said a couple times, Victory Road is coming up next week, March 18th of the 2012 on pay-per-view. I will be doing a preview show probably next Thursday. Thursday or Friday I will do my preview show for TNA's Victory Road, where I will break down the card and I will tell you who I think will win it, and I will also tell you what I think will happen. An interesting note that there was a new angle that TNA started where Abyss's brother is looking for Abyss. I think this is, again, something stupid that TNA is doing. It is not an indication of the things that I like about TNA, but it is something that they are doing. And also in non-wrestling but wrestling-related news, Hulk Hogan's sex tape is being shopped around. And I know this joke's been done a million times, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Hulkamania sprays on your face on you? I didn't do it right. I didn't come out right. No, I don't think there's any way I could have made that sound any better because I'm still trying not to throw up in my mouth. Yeah. So if you haven't heard about that, that's if you want to chuckle or you want to see what happens when your eyes explode out of your face because you saw something so horrible. Yeah. That's pretty much going to be it for this week. This has been That Dirty Spoons from the IWC. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Dirty Spoons. Also, check out my other show, Mid-Card for Life, that I do with my good pal Boonda713 or at Boonda713 on Twitter. Follow myself. Follow Boonda. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Definitely tell your friends if they're interested in wrestling, if they want to hear what I have to say. Or if they don't, you want them to watch me anyway. This has been That Dirty Spoons from the IWC, signing off.